Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is WIDA ACCESS Speaking Lesson 4, and today we're going to be talking about the language of mathematics. So I'll let you go ahead and read the introduction to the speaking section on your own. You can pause the video and do that, and then restart when you're ready to continue. So the speaking practice in this lesson focuses on the language of mathematics. The language of mathematics is the language we use to express mathematical concepts and ideas. This might include discussing numbers, mathematical operations, shapes, line, angles, etc. Okay, in this lesson we're going to do some speaking exercises. So listen to the instructions and then decide whether these questions are true or false.
We are going to do a speaking exercise. Some questions might be easy for you, and others might be hard. It is important that you do the best you can. In this exercise, you will look at pictures and listen to people talking on a recording. You can follow along with the words on the screen while you listen. Listen carefully. You will hear each part only one time. The teacher will ask a student named Leela some questions too. Listen to Leela's answer. Her answers are examples. They will help you know how to answer the teacher's questions. When it's your turn to talk, you should say your answer clearly.
All right, so you will answer more than one question. That is true. You will look at pictures and listen to people talking. That is true. There will be words on the screen that you can read as you listen. That is true. You will hear each part of the listening only one time. That is true. A student named Leela will answer the same question as you. That's false. Not exactly the same question. Her question will be an example, and you will answer a question after Leela. That is true. All right, now go ahead and pause the video and read the speaking tips, and then restart whenever you're ready to continue.
This math class is learning about word problems. You will listen and answer questions about Heather's movie night with her friends.
Movie night. Heather and 4 friends are having a movie night at her house. They have $40 to spend. Each movie costs $6. Each snack costs $3, and each drink costs $1. Heather decided how many movies, snacks, and drinks they could get. She made sure they wouldn't spend more than $40.
Now listen to the teacher ask Leela a question.
Leela, how many people will go to movie night?
All right, and just remember the tip that you can take notes based on the text, and these notes can help you in your response.
Now listen to how Leela answers the question.
5 people will go to movie night. There's Heather and 4 of her friends.
Okay, so you can write down words that Leela says if you want to remember to use that vocabulary when it's your turn to speak.
Leela talked about how many people will go to movie night. Now it's your turn. In a moment, the teacher will ask you what Heather wants to buy. Think about it.
Now it is your turn. What does Heather want to buy?
All right, here's a sample response.
Heather wants to buy the things that she needs for a movie night with 4 friends at her house. She wants to buy 3 movies, 5 snacks, and 5 drinks. The movies cost $6 each. The snacks cost $3 each. And the drinks cost $1 each.
There were some changes to Heather's plan. Listen and answer the question.
Heather planned a movie night for herself and 4 friends with $40. Now, 2 more friends are joining, making a total of 7 people. Heather needs to change her plan to make sure everyone has enough for a fun night while staying under $40. She needs to decide how many movies, snacks, and drinks they can buy for all 7 people without spending too much.
Now listen to the teacher ask Leela a question.
Leela, why does Heather need to change her plan?
Okay, we'll listen to Leela's answer and write down some notes.
Now listen to how Leela answers the question.
Heather needs to change her plan because now there are 7 people instead of 5. She wants to make sure they have enough snacks, drinks, and movies without spending more than $40.
All right, now listen to the question and think about how to respond.
Leela talked about why Heather needs to change her plans. Now it's your turn. In a moment, the teacher will ask you how Heather can change her plan so everyone can enjoy movie night with $40. Think about it.
Now it is your turn. How can Heather change her plan so everyone can enjoy movie night with $40? Explain.
All right, you can pause the video and practice speaking your answer aloud. And then whenever you're ready, you can restart the video to continue.
Heather can change her plan so that everyone can enjoy movie night if she and her friends watch one less movie. For example, Heather can rent 2 movies for $12, 7 snacks for $21, and 7 drinks for $7. This would total $40.
Now listen to the teacher ask Leela a question.
Leela, how does thinking about everyone's needs help Heather plan her spending?
Now listen to how Leela answers the question.
Thinking about everyone's needs helps Heather plan so she can make sure everyone has enough snacks, drinks, and movies. This way, her friends can enjoy the night, and she won't spend too much money.
Leela talked about why thinking about everyone's needs help Heather plan her spending. Now it's your turn. In a moment, I will ask you what changes Heather could make in her spending to save money for future movie nights. Think about it.
Now it is your turn. Why should Heather plan her spending carefully with friends joining? How does this make movie night better for everyone?
Right, you can pause the video and speak your answer aloud, and then restart whenever you're ready to continue.
Heather has $40 to spend, so if more friends join, she will have to spend less money on each person. If she buys too many movies, her friends might not have enough snacks or drinks. It makes the movie night better for everyone if every person there can enjoy the same things. It is not fair for one person to have more snacks or drinks than another person.
This math class is learning about the golden ratio. You will listen and answer questions about the golden ratio.
Okay, and for this one, you want to look carefully at the pictures because the pictures will provide you details that you'll need when you're ready to speak.
The golden ratio. The golden ratio is a special ratio found in nature and art. This ratio is about 1 to 1.618. It means that if you divide a line into two parts, the longer part divided by the smaller part is equal to the whole length divided by the longer part. This proportion creates a balanced, pleasing look that many people find beautiful. The golden ratio appears in the world around us. For example, the spirals of seashells, sunflower seeds, and even the way tree branches split often follow this ratio. Artists and architects have used it in famous works, like the Parthenon in Greece and Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. It's also common in design today because it helps create a sense of harmony.
Now listen to the teacher ask Leela a question.
Leela, where can we see the golden ratio in nature? Explain the pattern you see.
Now listen to how Leela answers the question.
The golden ratio can be seen in a seashell. The spiral gets bigger but follows the same pattern, making it look balanced and beautiful.
Leela talked about how the golden ratio can be found in nature. Now it's your turn. In a moment, the teacher will ask you to think of another example of the golden ratio in nature and describe what makes it look balanced. Think about it.
And remember that you can use examples from these pictures in your answer.
Now it's your turn. Can you think of another example of the golden ratio in nature? Describe what makes it look balanced.
Right, now you can pause the video and answer the question, and then restart the video when you're ready to continue.
The shell of a snail is a good example of the golden ratio. It is shaped like a spiral that grows bigger evenly. This spiral makes the shell strong and beautiful. It looks balanced because the shape is the same in every part of the spiral. This pattern is often seen in nature.
The class continues learning about the golden ratio.
So again, look carefully at the pictures, and because these pictures will provide the details that you'll need to answer the speaking prompt.
Many artists and architects use the golden ratio to make their work pleasing to the eye. Buildings, paintings, and even logos are often designed using this ratio. When artists follow the golden ratio, their work appears well balanced, which people find attractive. The golden ratio has been important in famous works of art and architecture. For example, the pyramids of Egypt and the facade of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris incorporate this ratio. In painting, artists like Leonardo da Vinci use the golden ratio in works such as the Mona Lisa. Today, graphic designers and advertisers continue to use the golden ratio to create balanced and visually appealing designs.
Now listen to the teacher ask Leela a question.
Leela, can you give an example of something in art or architecture that uses the golden ratio and explain why it looks appealing?
Now listen to how Leela answers the question.
The golden ratio is used in the design of Notre Dame Cathedral. The balanced proportions make the building look harmonious, which people find beautiful.
All right, so again, take a look at the pictures and then listen to the question.
Leela talked about one example of something in art or architecture that uses the golden ratio. Now it's your turn. In a moment, the teacher will ask you why the golden ratio might be used in creating art. Think about it.
Now it's your turn. Why might the golden ratio be used in creating art? Explain why it is important.
All right, now pause the video and answer the questions. Remember to use examples from the pictures if you can, and then restart when you're ready to continue.
The golden ratio is used in art to make things look beautiful. It helps create balance in pictures and designs. This makes the art pleasing to the eyes. Often art is modeled from designs found in nature.
Now listen to the teacher ask Leela a question.
Leela, where else do you think the golden ratio might be helpful besides art or architecture?
Now listen to how Leela answers the question.
The golden ratio might be useful in technology, like in designing user interfaces or devices that feel balanced. Balanced designs can make technology easier and more comfortable to use.
Leela talked about where else the golden ratio might be helpful, besides art or architecture. Now it's your turn. In a moment, the teacher will ask you how the golden ratio might be used in creating art. Think about it.
Now it is your turn. Why do you think the golden ratio has been used in so many different fields? Provide examples to support your answer.
Right, and then here's just a quick tip. It says have a basic idea of your response before you click the record button and start speaking. So again, you might want to study the pictures for some examples of why the golden ratio is used in many different fields. And pause the video, speak out loud, and then restart the video when you're ready to continue.
The golden ratio is used in many fields because it looks good and works well. For example, it is used in building designs to make them strong and beautiful. It is also used in art to create balanced pictures. In nature, it appears in shells and flowers. People like it because it makes things look neat and attractive.
Alright, and that brings us to the end of today's video. You may want to think about which questions were easiest, which ones were the most difficult, and why. And just keep in mind some of the things you need to remember when you take the speaking test. So please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.